Well, good morning. I'm actually going to try to do this walk today, but this is kind of a rocky little slope I gotta go down. I was walking up this Alamo Canyon, so I think I mentioned before that it was originally, I guess, I don't know if it was the first white man here or whatever. Guy came out and tried to prospect it and wasn't very successful. So he sold it to the Mays, M-A-Y-S, who tried to ranch it as a cattle ranch. And then they couldn't make it as a cattle ranch, so they sold it to, I guess, a larger operator who ran the cattle ranch until, I think it was in the 50s. Well, maybe longer than that. That's when the park was made officially a national monument. I think it was 57. And he was still ranching here, grazing his cattle. And eventually there were enough arguments and stuff that I guess the Park Service won, and he no longer grazes his cattle here. Anyway, I guess I should be showing you some of the sights here. That was backlit Cholla. Guess I should know that. I know La Jolla, and it's Jolla, and this is Cholla. Cholla cactus. We have some pretty cool looking cacti here. I was saying, I could probably do a whole series of funny cactus. This one's pretty bizarre. Look at this. The sweeping arms here. It's nuts. Got 5 arms coming out here. Or is it 6 arms? 6 arms. It's kind of cool. Then we have this one over here. That's just a mess of arms. Kind of wonder, how does something like that happen? Look at that. And then he's got 3 arms over here. These are some of the funkiest ones right in this area, and they're all kind of bizarre. Got this one right here. Another one. So there's an arm that has arms. That arm has 3 arms of its own. That's pretty nuts. This stuff is just, you can't make it up, folks. You never see these cacti drawn in Western cartoons or whatever. Nature, I could probably keep doing this, but then I'd never get this trail done. Yeah, those cactus were a crack up. I mean, just amazing. All the multiple arms and configurations and such. Beautiful organ pipe. Look at this thing. Wow, it's crazy. Another multiple arms and such. I don't think I saw multiple arms on the ones that were near camp. I mean, there's one that's got, let's see if I can get into that. And you can see that one that's kind of in the center of the frame. It's got one down there. It's got 2 more growing there, one off to the left, and 2 more, and then a couple more going up the stem of it. Yeah, I hadn't seen that before. Wow. Something going on in this canyon? I don't know. I wonder what stimulates those extra arms when you don't see it. Of course, this one looks like it could be a pretty old one. Those are some pretty massive bases down there, so maybe it's something that happens later on. It's kind of cool rock. Probably saw that from camp, but for some reason it looks different from here. Maybe just the morning light. It is a bit windier today. It's a different view of these rocks here. The teddy bear cholla. These are the ones that got to be really careful of. Well, all cholla, you have to be careful, but these guys, those little ground things can blow and they hit your foot and they're going to stay on it, stay in your shoe. It's always good to have something. We carry Leatherman so we can pull stuff off if we get it. See, these rocks are kind of cool. Almost thought I saw some petroglyphs up there. This little part of the trail here was kind of pretty. I don't know why, just maybe with the saguaro up ahead, and the Organ Pipe's off there, and this tree, vegetation. Anyway, maybe because it kind of closes out here. Oh, that's interesting. Let's get in a little closer here. There we go. Yeah, I think you can see the Organ Pipe and the end curling, couple ends curling. Don't know if this guy's in trouble, but a little different, kind of cool. We have I think this is the fish hook barrel cactus. Yeah, it's the fish hook. There you go. But I think you can see the little hooks on the end of the barbs. So we are coming up to the remains of what's left of the ranch house here. And it's interesting, when I read about the bricks here, is they were saying they were oven-fired adobe bricks, which surprised me. But then again, I don't know that much about brick technology, but look just like bricks. I believe this was built in the 50s. And I think it was the William Gray or someone like that, the guy who was running cattle here after the monument was established. I think there used to be more stuff in here. There's looks like an old light frame or something. I don't know. And then just a few odds and ends. I think the house was bigger. I think there might have been like I have no idea what this room was that we were just in. The pictures I saw looked like there was more appended to it, maybe off the side here. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Oh, these are cool. All right, I've never walked out to the corrals, so let's go check them out. All right, I'm still on my way out to the corrals here, but I saw this boulder and just thought the pattern, not really sure. That's lichen, maybe, but definitely was very visible in the shaded areas here. Just these little nature surprises that I love so much. So now I'm down in the wash area. I know I kind of spun a little quickly there, but all the times I've walked out here, I've never realized that you could go further. I always thought that when I'd been here with Mike that he had found water. I thought he kind of went through the bushes just outside of where the house was. So this is all new to me, and probably to you. I saw a yellow bird here. Doubt I'm gonna sneak up on him in this stuff. Oh, it looks like we have the corrals. Oh, cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, a nice big corral. Looks like there's another one here past this one. Wire fencing over there. All right, so here we have the concrete watering trough. I don't know if you can see the piping back in the back there. There's the piping. Okay, so here's another one of those cattle chutes right here. And it looks like it's ready to fall over. Boy, they had a long line up chute. It goes all the way down where the cattle go in single file. So it goes all the way from the chute here all the way back down to the end, and then it turns here and goes back. So pretty big one. And here we have a sign, which I've told you is very prominent in these areas. So here we have, looks like someone gray, and it's from, let's see if I can, maybe I don't know if the shadow makes it better or worse, but it looks like gray or GR something. A narrow 30, 1950. And then we have a tank. I'm assuming this must have been like the water holding tank. somehow they would fill this and then they could use the trough. Anyway, kind of cool rock structure. It's always cool to see these things. Heard weird noises in there. And we got this big metal piece here. I don't like flipping things like this over because invariably that's where the critters like to hide. And yeah, you can see the pipe here coming out of the larger structure going to the tank. Well, it seems to me that mostly what we have left is a walk back to camp. I was just starting to walk back out of the corral and I turned around and there's just this almost like a forest of the Organ Pipe Cactus. Probably can see a little down here in the wash. They go up over here along this ridge up here, and then I don't know where the best area to see is going to be. It's very hard, all the bushes, but hopefully you can make them out there back way behind the tree here, and they go way. Let's see if I can get the view of it back here. Nope. I mean, they just go all the way along. I can see them all the way out to pretty much to where this tree comes into the frame, all along that area. See if I can get a better view as I walk out, but still not a perfect view, but I think you can get an idea now of from here of just how many Organ Pipe Cactus there are. I mean, that's probably the biggest grouping of Organ Pipe Cactus I've seen anywhere in the park. I mean, that was crazy how many of them are out there. Here I noticed as I was walking back, and as I mentioned, you kind of look at things differently while going back, rather than on the way. And that rock there in the middle, I'll try to zoom in and post, kind of looks like a face almost, maybe with glasses on and a top knot, and maybe like almost like a bird body or something. But it's the kind of things I like. And then actually, it's really interesting because from the other side it looks like a face, but here, kind of have a brow with eyes and kind of a big nose and mouth. Not necessarily human, but kind of humanoid. Yeah, it's just kind of cool. Well, I'm walking back now from the Alamo Canyon walk here, and I was just thinking about something. As a photographer, one of the things you find is that you start to see things maybe differently than other people do, or you look at things differently maybe. We were having that discussion the other night with Mike. He's an amateur photographer, and he was talking about that, of how, like people mentioned that his photographs they've just never looked at, that subject that way. And, that's sort of the purpose of it. But I kind of noticed one thing, because I decided to do this vlog. What I like to photograph isn't necessarily the same kinds of things that, everyone would like or respond to. It's just, it's a personal thing for me. But then what I noticed with the vlog is, you're looking for content, you're looking for things that are going to be interesting to your viewer, and you start looking at things differently. Noticing things that before, because they didn't kind of fit into the type of thing that you responded to as a photographer, as an artist or whatever, that now you pay more attention to them. Because I've seen more things on this. I've done this trail probably 3 or 4 times, and I've seen more things on this walk here with you guys than I ever did coming out as a photographer, if you will, rather than a vlogger. So, it's really interesting just how your perspective changes depending upon what your role is or what you are trying to do. It's the old saying, everywhere you go, there you are. But that doesn't mean there aren't different parts of you that come out depending upon what your endeavor is. And I don't know, you know, this could be one video all by itself out of a series here that we did of stuff we've done in Alamo Canyon. I just don't know. I was just about to camp and I saw this. It's just a saguaro that's kind of decaying, but I like the almost spiral here of how it's leafing out, spreading out away from the trunk. Just thought that was kind of cool. Let's see what we can see up in here, if anything. I'm right below camp. I mean, I'm literally almost back from the walk. But spirals like going down, around. Just thought it was pretty cool. Hope you enjoy that. Well,
it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. 4 days later, we are leaving Alamo Canyon and Organ Pipe Cactus. So I think I explained that I think originally we thought we'd spend 2 nights here, and then when we got here we thought, oh, we'll spend 3. And then our friend Mike showed up on the 3rd night. He wanted to spend 2 nights, so we just decided we'd all stay together. So we ended up here for 4 nights.
4 nights and 5 days.
Yeah.
5 partial days.
So,
it's such a great place, though.
Yeah,
it's really easy to spend time there, and you can drive down to the visitor center and do the park drives really easily, or go into Ajo and back. It's just so peaceful and pretty there.
we don't normally, I don't know if we've ever spent 4 days in a place before.
Ooh. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. A lot of times we'll spend a couple days. Like I said,
We might do a weekend like we did at Indian Bread.
Right.
We might do 3 nights, but that's, I think, pretty much been our limit.
That's, yeah, I think maybe the only place we ever spent 3 nights before was Alamo Canyon.
Yeah.
Today we are going to stop for breakfast up here and probably in Y. And then we're going to go across
Grab
the
showers.
road and get showers.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go into Ajo, A-J-O, Arizona, and do laundry.
Visit the grocery store.
And then we're going by Gila Bend and out to a pretty cool petroglyph area. I might just tour that in the morning because
It's going to be hot.
All right, we'll see you later, maybe on another video or whatever. But remember, regardless, like and subscribe.
Subscribe.